Hello again, YouTube. This is Truth Man giving you the truth. And I want to talk about some of the tough decisions that men have to make. One thing about being a man is you got to understand that being a father, being a husband, being a man in general, sometimes you're going to have to make those tough decisions. You're not going, if you want to be successful, you're not going to always be able to play it safe. And sometimes you're going to have to remove yourself from some type of comfort zone to keep some type of comfort. What do I mean by this? Why am I even saying this? Let's say you work a job. Nobody knows you like you. And you're getting to the point where you want to slap one of your coworkers or something. It's best if it doesn't subside, whatever that trouble/beef is, in some cases that you have to remove yourself. Because stress will kill you. And a woman or kids, they not supposed to want to go through nothing. That's just natural. But when you try to stay in these hostile type of toxic type of environments for paychecks and stuff like that, or because you own a house, you living in a war zone city, people saying, well, you know, where you gonna live? As far as moving, sometimes you have to make the tough decision. And you got to realize that being a father, being a husband, being a man in general, all of this stuff is business. You don't believe me? What's the first assignment given to man? To till the Garden of Eden. That's business. That's business. So the Most High is about growth and business. If you're not growing, you're not productive. And if you're not productive, you can read the parable of the 10 talents to understand how the Most High feels about that. So leave it to a woman, leave it to kids, and you'll never reach your full potential, and it's not their fault because you're the man. It's for you to make the decisions that sometimes your decisions don't always pay off right away, but they'll pay off in the end if you fight through it. So you can't always cater to wives and kids. In fact, listen, man. How do these women have so much power? That is a sin. I'm going to tell you how. You say, what are you talking about? That's a sin. I'm going to tell you how it's a sin. What did the Most High say to Eve? That what was her punishment? One of her punishments was that men will have rule over her. So remember with the Most High God that He's righteous, He's holy, He's blameless, He's pure. So anything that goes against what He established is sin. Breaking His commandments, going against what He established is sin. So they really supposed to be beaten to your drum, not you to theirs. And when you establish an empire, you're not going to be able to, the sacrifice that's going to have to be made is all of that downtime that you will spend with your kids. But if you do it right, you'll get that time back. It's almost like you buying the time back. So if you handle your business properly, you'll get that time back. Yes, spend some time with your kids. Take them to the park. Sometimes do things with them. But don't go overboard. Because if you go overboard, you're going to be broke. Just understand that as well. So, tough decisions have to be made. Like, you say, well, let's move here. And they say, I don't want to move here. Who is going to come down to? It's going to come down to you. That's how it's supposed to be. If they don't want to follow, they don't have to follow. See, here's where guys mess up. You're not supposed to be trying to make these women do stuff. If they don't want to follow your lead, then you're supposed to get rid of them and either be by yourself or get somebody that's going to go along with your program. The guys be acting like their wife is the only woman. And it's like some of them don't even be cooperative. They be selfish. The need is here, they over here. You see, relationships are business. It's not about love. Y'all trying to make it about love, which is an emotion. And anytime you in emotion, the woman is winning. You're a man. You're a man. Like, anytime you get into emotions, the woman is winning. You say, well, you quit this job. In my whole life, it was only really one job that I shouldn't have quit. I mean, this job paid good. They wasn't bothering me. I had a lot of freedom, but I was young and I was ambitious and I quit. That's the one job I shouldn't have quit. Every other job, whatever happened on that job, I should have quit. Because for one, you don't let people stress you out, man. Like, you just don't. Like, you got to remove stuff. You got to remove people. Sometimes you might have to remove pets. But you don't just let stress linger. You let your woman stress you out. Or you let her keep you in a stressful situation. And you die, I guarantee you she's going to be banging some other dude. Front door, back door, mouth. Just going crazy, doing everything for this dude. Who ain't established nothing with her. Ain't looked out for her, nothing. And she gonna move right on. You gonna be dead. That's why you don't never let no woman dictate to you like that. And that's straight from God. It's not even from me. Because when it was times I saw his advice, these the things he told me that I'm telling you. And as far as the sexual illustrations, like, that's just me. I'm giving you that part. You let these women, they tell you, man, we got to be able to pay these bills, keep that job. Your coworkers nitpick with you. You can't beat them up or you're going to get fired. You don't do this weird stuff, taking GUNs to work. You'll be dead or in jail. You don't do that. So what is there left to do? Quit. Get rid of. Stop dealing with them people on that job. Stop dealing with that job. Sometimes you have to quit. People, you should have never left. Yes, I should have. I often like to bring up my last, well, it wasn't my last job, but like the last full-time that I had. So, there was a kid. He murdered and raped and did all kind of stuff to a woman. I never judged the kids by what they did. Never. But this particular guy, like, from the first time I met him, even before that happened, he just think the whole world revolve around him. And one of my strategies and the way I deal with the subjects where I worked is I'm not going to let the world revolve around you. In fact, I'm going to teach you that the world don't revolve around you. So me and him bump head. They moved his pod. You know, he was acting cool at first. Like I liked him at first. So we had the issue where things was being shut down. Y'all know what it's called. And so we changed how we did things in there. I was on the pod where people come off the street until they cleared to be around everybody else. But they kept moving it because issues that people was complaining about me, parents complaining about me. They don't want their kid to deal with real men. They want you to cater to a kid like they gonna learn. And so I was getting moved around. So I was on a particular pod that was also the intake pod. They switched it, like they waxed the floors on my pod, so they switched it to another pod. And so this kid comes back in here for that extreme crime. I said to him, I said, man, you back already? I didn't know what he did yet, but he was already on the defense. He said, what you worried about my business for? I said, hey man, listen, you ain't gonna win. So he goes to his cell. Maybe a week later, we had one phone. 9 kids were using one phone. So because they had like a couple hours of time, like they had from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, 9:30, I said, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I gave them all extra time. They split it up. When I get to him, the nurse is on the pod, this, that. I said, hey man, you got 2 minutes to get off the phone. He knew I was gonna be distracted. So we getting tight on time. So the other kid's calling me, doing this, like signaling for the phone, pointing at him like he's still on it. So I said, man, get off the phone. He said, all right, man, let me just tell my people I love them, this, that, and the other. Nurse still on the pod. Couple minutes later, he's still on the phone. I said, man, give me the phone. I went right up to him. I took the phone. I said, you on phone restriction. Because they knew. We lay out our expectations. I tell them, you take too long on the phone, you mess up other people's chances of getting on it, you're going to be on phone restriction. They already all knew that, right? They all knew that. So when I put him on phone restriction, he got belligerent and he began to cuss me out and threaten me. We have this phrase in Milwaukee, I'm going to take off on you. That means basically they're going to attack you. He said it. He said he was going to take off on me. And I said, you ain't going to do nothing to me. I said, I ain't that Chinese lady. That's all I said. The lady was small. You'll be amazed at the brutality that she experienced at the hands of this guy. So he wouldn't lock in. He's still arguing. When I locked the other kids in and called for assistance, he goes to his room yelling. He brought up my case. That's a serious case. This, that, and that. The next day, he tells his worker, his mother, everybody. His mother calls the supervisor. I don't want my son over there with Howard. And so, keep in mind, I had already been having issues that were stemmed in me not catering to kids. It wasn't that I was mistreating them, wasn't that I was being unfair. I just was treating them like men. I was treating them like men. And I was expecting them, being teenagers and being close to adulthood, to start practicing being men. And I even used to tell them that. But they had such a problem with that they was giving me evaluations low. Rookies was getting hired. They don't even know the job. Don't even know how to control their unit. But they was giving them higher evaluations than me. And on top of all of this, they called me in the office telling me I'm on what they call a 30-day probation. 30-day probation was when if you do anything else, you basically gonna get fired. Well, really, you can't just fire them. They would have to walk me out, and in Milwaukee County, you would have to go through the process. But it's just the fact that, one, I know that almost everybody says things to these kids, but only certain people get in trouble for it. That's number one. Number two, after that, they gave me another one of their little bunk evaluations. So I told the supervisor, and they trying to argue like it was just, like it was the right thing to do. I said, that's cool. I ain't got nothing else to say about it. I said, hey man, you did what you got to do. I said, I'm going to do what I got to do. He said, what you mean by that? I said, you'll figure it out. You'll find out. So I went on vacation. I took all of my vacation, strung my off days, vacation, stayed away long as I could. When I came back, I got right on the phone, told him I put in my this is what I did. I sent the email, because you got an email, telling them that I put in my 2-week notice. He calls me on the phone like, really, Howard, really? I said, yes, sir. I said, what did you expect? And the rest is history. This is what I'm telling you in this message. Like me, I just sent off for my ads to go in a particular book of advertisements that we have here. So I'm moving on. Like will I do corrections again or police or any of that? It's possible. It's possible. But right now, I ain't trying to work these jobs, man. For what? To get emasculated? Like they was trying to, it was crazy. It was crazy. The people that kept to themselves, magnifying glass. The people who loud, trying to be everybody's friend, getting more leeway. And it was only like that on 1 out of the 3 shifts, though. So I tried to go to third, wasn't no openings at the time. Tried to go to first, wasn't no openings at the time. As soon as I left, everybody like, oh man, you should have just held on, man. You know, we got openings. Everything happened for a reason, man. I'm on my way to wealth. I'm not going to get rich working there. All you going to do is make enemies. That's all you're going to do. Whether it's the staff or the subjects, you just going to make enemies. So I moved on. I'm moving on. Oh, you shouldn't have left if you would have stayed. I ain't trying to hear none of that, man. Everybody that's successful goes through their tough patches. If you want to be successful, you got to figure that out. You got to understand that no matter how much you try to save in advance, things could happen that will take all of that money. So sometimes as men, you got to make tough decisions. And your wife and your kids ain't going to always agree with it. You know, but if you benefit in your kids, if your wife don't agree, then she's out of the equation. Especially if she's doing other stuff that you don't know about, and she's denying you sex and this, that, and the other, blah, 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 contentious. It's not. But your kids didn't ask to be here. So they got to benefit. But anyway, it's time to get to work. This is The Truth Man. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. Thanks for watching. There may be more videos today, just depending on how today goes. But keep tuning in. Hit the like button. Y'all not hitting the like button. I don't know if y'all don't like what I'm saying. You not listening to what I'm saying. I don't know what your issue is, but you're not hitting the like button. You know, I can't make you do it, but if you don't want to hit the like, hit the dislike button. How about that? Just hit the dislike button. Thanks for watching.